Reinventing yourself is improving yourself in a way so that you can be the woman that you want to be, the woman that you truly desire to be. It is not about being some fake person or putting on this fake persona or acting like someone else. No, it is really getting rid of everything that does not serve you becoming the woman that you desire to be. This video is for the women, the queens who take action. I don't want you to sit here and watch this video and get nothing out of it. Listen with your heart, listen with your ears, listen with an open mind so that you can take some of these things and really go reevaluate your life, make some changes so that you can really become the woman that you want to be. What did Nicki Minaj say? But to live doesn't mean you're alive. Literally, that's not us. That's not us, queens. You know that it is time to reinvent yourself if everything seems to be just going against everything that you're trying to do. Everything seems to be so hard for you. You're getting in fights with your family. You're getting in fights with your friends. Things are not working out at your job. You know what your purpose is, but the way that you are living your life is not aligning with what your purpose is. There's a lot of friction between how you're living and really what your purpose is. The way you live does not serve your purpose. You know it's time for you to reinvent yourself. You also know it's time to reinvent yourself if you have an unclear vision about your future. It's also a great time to reinvent yourself if you have went through a really horrible breakup, toxic friendships, toxic workplace, and you are now rid of that. You know that it is time for you to make a change in your life. And that's really all that reinventing yourself is about, is making a change in your life. My previous job position, I had to operate in a manner where I had to be masculine. Majority of my days, I operated in masculine energy. That's not the woman that I want to be. I don't want to operate in masculine energy. I want to give the feminine energy. I want to be the girly girl. You know, I want to be the woman that I want to be, and my job position didn't allow that. I had to be who I was at work, and because I was at work majority of my days, that's just who I was. That's who I became. I knew that when I left that job, hey, it was time for a change. It was time to reevaluate, recreate, reinvent myself. So you will know when it's time for you to reinvent yourself. Elevation requires some period of isolation. I know that we're busy, we're raising our families, we're getting after it, but you will have to find some part of your day, if it's for 30 minutes per day, if you can do 3 hours per day, if you have it to where you don't have children and you can go a week where it is just you and your thoughts, that is what you're going to have to do. When you are alone with your thoughts, that is really, truly how you figure out who you are. The things that you like, what really bothers you when you are alone. And in isolation, you can truly visualize who you want to be without outside noise. And that brings us to point number 2. In isolation, you are going to visualize. And that is my point number 2, visualizing the woman that you want to be.
What does she look like? What does she smell like? What does she do on a regular basis? How is her social life? Who is that woman that you want to be? What's her spiritual life like?
Those are things that you have to sit down and think about and visualize for yourself. And once you are able to answer those questions about what you want to be, then you start doing it. Visualization is not about, I'm going to put these things on my vision board and I'm going to make a board on Pinterest and this is the woman I want to be, and then there's no execution behind it. No, I want people when they're around me to feel like they are cared for and that they are loved. That's what I want to be. That's the type of woman I envision myself to be. If that's who I envision myself to be, then that's what I'm going to be. There's no point in visualization if you are not going to put in the work behind visualizing. Another question to ask yourself is, what do I value? I value being honest with people. If I find myself in a situation where I might not want to tell this person the truth, my values come first. I am going to have to be honest with this person no matter what. I also value standing up for others because I know that I'm an outspoken person. If other people are in front of me and, they're being mistreated and I know that they're not going to stand up for themselves, I'm going to stand up for them. Whatever you value, you need to make sure that you're standing on that. Don't let anybody sway you from your values. If you died today, what would people say about you? How will people remember you? What did you do on earth that people will truly miss presence? And if you are not operating in that capacity right now, then those are things that you need to be working towards. Those are things that you need to be changing. Understanding where you are right now and being able to change that to the person you want to become. Because what you don't reveal, you don't heal. If you are in a state where you know that you may need therapy because of the past traumas that you have endured, and you keep overlooking that, or you don't know that you need therapy because this is just the way you've always been.
I've always popped off. I always got into fights. I never saved money. I never did these things.
Those are generational things that have been passed down to you, and you probably need professional help to get through those things. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging the fact that you can't do it on your own. That's actually very courageous to seek out help so that you could get to the next level. What you don't reveal, you don't heal. Look in the description box, click the link so that you can download your Level Up 2023 guide. My next challenge for you is for you to dream bigger. I don't care if you grew up poor. That doesn't mean that you can't be a filthy rich diva as an adult. You have to dream bigger, think bigger, and then execute on the bigger. I want you to know that just because you never had a family member go to college, that doesn't mean that you can't attend college. Just because no one in your family, in your generation, has been married, doesn't mean that you can't get married. You have to work against all of those things that your family has left for you to carry on and say no more. Not my house. My house will not be a single family household. I will not raise my children without a father. I will not live paycheck to paycheck. It stops with me. No more will I let the lineage go on without people getting the proper education that they're supposed to have. So you have to say for your family and your future, no more. Just because my family has done it this way, just because other people have carried themselves this way, that does not mean that I'm going to do that. That does not mean that I have to do that. That is just things that have happened to you. And sometimes the things that have happened to us are very unfortunate. But don't be a victim of that. Because in the end, if you still be a victim of that for all these years of your life, who's winning? The person who has done the bad things to you? Since we're not victims. We're not victims no more. We say no more. It stops with us. I'm talking mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Declutter. The mental part we covered. If you can't do the mental part on your own, sis, get therapy. I will continue to say that over and over. Get therapy. There's nothing wrong with receiving therapy. Another thing that you can do when decluttering is to journal. If you feel like you can handle things on your own without seeking therapy, journaling is a very powerful tool to do either every morning or at night. But also, it is going to help you bring clarity to some thoughts, because sometimes when you're brain dumping, what you're writing doesn't make sense. Sometimes when you brain dump, it's just words on paper. After you declutter your mind, declutter your space. You are on the borderline of being a hoarder. You have so much stuff, it makes absolutely no sense. If you have a space that is crowded with stuff, your mind is crowded with stuff, you have no clarity on what you want to be and what you want to do, take a day, take a week, declutter your room. Declutter under your sink where you have all of the products that were created in Target for your hair. You have every single product. You don't need all those products for your hair, sis. Choose one line of products, stick to that. Now, sis, you know you don't need all of that stuff. It just crowds your space. Go through your closets, one closet at a time, your hallway closets. Go through your pots. I'm guilty of this. I got so many pots, and I think I have all of the kitchen gadgets known to man, and I don't need it. But I did declutter. I did declutter. And I felt so much better. And I know where everything is. And I know I don't need all of these things to feel accomplished. So decluttering your space will help declutter your mind. You are what you eat. The food that you put in your body is either nourishing you or it's killing you. So look at your plate, and what is your plate telling you? Some of our plates are really, it's just a pile of stuff that's killing us. Go and look in your refrigerator. What is in your refrigerator? Do you have shelves of high sugar juices, cow's milk, and all of these things that are not good for your body? And they don't do good for you because you eat them and you're like, oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, I got gas. Oh, this is happening. Oh, I'm bloated. Yet you have a refrigerator full of these items. In reinventing yourself, you have to be mindful of the things that you put in your body. And your food is a key indicator of how you feel about yourself. You want to be energized and you're trying to reinvent yourself, you can't be eating all these deep fried foods and things that don't benefit you nutritionally. I can't walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath. That's a reflection of the choice I made to not exercise, or the choice I made to smoke, or the choice I made to do all these things that are damaging to my body. If you love yourself and you love your body, you will do things that reflect that. Sis, know that execution is worship. Shout out to ET. Execution is worshipped. We can get up here and we can talk all day about reinventing our lives, aligning ourselves with the woman that we want to be, and executing on that. Execution of aligning ourselves is what is going to work for us. Me visualizing everything I want from my life, nothing happens if I don't execute on it. So I challenge you to execute. Download the guide in the description box so that you can start executing on leveling up your life in 2023.